Hey guys, welcome to Laughaholics, and before we get to my joke for this week, I want to go through with you something that's very important, and that is you need to subscribe to my channel. Just hit the subscribe button, and then once you've done that, don't forget you need to click on the bell and select all, because if you don't do all those three things, you will miss out on all my future Laughaholics jokes. Anyway, today's joke. It's about this woman who decides to get a facelift on her 50th birthday. And she spends over $15,000 getting this facelift. And then when it was all done, she looked absolutely sensational. And the first thing she does on the way home is she stops to buy a newspaper, and she says to the guy behind the counter, he says, "How old do you think I am?" And the guy looks at her and says, "I reckon you're about 32. And she says, "No, I'm exactly 50 today, but thank you." A little while later, she goes into the McDonald's store. And after ordering her meal, she says to the clerk behind the counter, "How old do you think I am?" And she looks at her and she says, "Well, I reckon you're about 39. And the woman beams excitedly. She says, "No, I'm exactly 50 years old today." After leaving McDonald's, she stops by the candy store. And she goes up to the person behind the counter and she says, "How old do you think I am?" And the guy looks at her and he says, "I reckon you're about 31. And she says happily, "No, I am exactly 50 years old today, but thank you for the compliment." And then exiting the store, she walks up to the bus stop and she's waiting by the bus. And then there's this old guy comes up next to her and she looks at him and she says, "How old do you think I am?" And the guy says to her, "Look, lady, I'm 78 years old and my eyesight's going. But when I was a young bloke, I had this surefire way of telling a woman exactly how old she was." It does sound a little bit forward, but it requires that you let me put my hand underneath your bra, and only then can I tell you exactly how old you are. They wait in silence on that empty street, and then finally the curiosity gets to the woman. She says, okay, what the hell? Go on, go ahead, do it." So the old guy, he puts his hand underneath the blouse, and then he starts rubbing his hands on her breasts. And then he gives both her nipples a bit of a tweak. And then he grabs the breasts and he pushes them together and he rubs them both together. Then after a couple of minutes, the woman says, okay, I think that's enough now. So tell me, how old am I?" And the guy gives him one last squeeze and then he lets go and he says to her, "You are exactly 50 years old." Stunned and amazed, the woman couldn't believe it. She says to him, "That was incredible. How could you tell?" And the old man says, "Well, I was standing right behind you at McDonald's." And that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's Laughaholics joke. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with all your mates. Let them have a good laugh as well. As always, I loved having you here, guys, and I can't wait to see you next week for my next Laughaholics joke. Until then, look after yourself, stay safe, and don't get into any mischief. This is Peter from My Bonza channel signing off. Catch you later, guys.